Are we? Yes, we're live. Sorry, it came up with some weird "we can't connect to Facebook" error, so that really confused me, and I didn't know whether we're live or not. We are live. So, hey everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to this week's Learning Pieces for Developers. Been out for the past couple of weeks. Ellie's been holding down the fort for me while I was on vacation, so it's kind of great to be back this week. Really good show today. I am joined by Dan from Roadmap. So Dan, do you want to say hello, introduce yourself, wave your lightsaber,
Well, that's turned off currently, but yeah, well, it seems like I'm streaming twice. Yes, I'm Dan. I'm developer advocate at roadmap.sh. And yeah, I'm here today to live build some roadmaps.
Woohoo. So, Ben is waving in the chat. Hey, Ben, glad to have you with us. I was actually hanging out on a call with Ben a few minutes ago. So great to have you with us. Now, obviously, we're going to be geeking out on Roadmap. We want this to be as interactive as possible. So please jump in the chat, introduce yourself, ask your questions. We want to, although we're going to be, I guess, looking at Roadmap for Pieces, we want to kind of take this conversation wherever you want to go. So feel free to jump in, join the chat, let us know where in the world you are, because I often get folks from all around the world. Let us know whether you've joined any streams before. And yeah, ask your questions. We'll take this conversation in whatever direction that we need to go. So I guess, Dan, let's kick off by, what is Roadmap? Tell me all about Roadmap.
Well, I'll throw some vanity numbers at you first to hype it up. So Roadmap is now the number 7th ranked project on GitHub. It is open core, 100% open core, where all the main stuff is open source. The editor is lacking behind slightly until it's fully ready. And yeah, it's a 100% free developer education roadmap. We have about borderline 50 roadmaps now, spanning from simple language roadmaps like Python all the way through to more advanced ones like data and algorithms and all the good stuff. And we've just hit, I believe, 1.13 million registered users. So everything's going good.
Wow. That's a lot of users. I'm just sharing in the chat links to Roadmap and you on GitHub. And it keeps complaining that we're not connected to Facebook. So if anyone tried to watch us on Facebook, sorry, I'm getting weird Facebook errors all the time. So 1.1 million users, that's a lot. And basically the goal of this is to educate people, isn't it? So the roadmaps are there to teach you, as you say, programming language like Python. So what kind of topics are you educating folks in?
Well, we separate them by role and by skill. So if I very handily go over to my second computer right here, we have role-based roadmaps, which are, as it says on the tin, you got front end, back end, DevOps. They're like our top 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty much ranked for popularity there. We've got some new ones like iOS, developer relations, product manager. And then down below, we have like skill-based roadmaps, which are, like technical writing, Linux, less of a role, more of a skill within a role. And yeah, we're adding we're trying to add a roadmap every week. We're also going back now. We've got 50 roadmaps. So some will phase out of relevancy, such as Angular. But our Angular roadmap was updated yesterday. So that is fresh, hot off the press, updated with all the latest technologies, thanks to the Angular community on Discord. They helped me a lot.
Nice. And there's a lot here, isn't there?
Yeah, that has expanded quite a lot from what it was. Yeah.
Wow. So what are these roadmaps? You say it's a roadmap. And just so you know, by the way, you're now 1.13 million and one.
Yes.
Because Ben's now signed up. Yay.
Awesome.
Yeah. By the way, folks who are watching, if you're signed up for Roadmap, jump in the chat and let us know. If you're not, then sign up, I guess. So this is a roadmap. This is the Angular one, just picking that because that's what you mentioned. So we've got some kind of flow charts here and some pictures. Do you want to just talk me through what this roadmap actually is and what these things mean?
Yeah, sure. So you can instantly see some different colors here, which isn't obvious to know what they are straight away. But the blue ones are links to other roadmaps. So, before you start looking at frameworks, you should probably know the language. So we'll instantly say, go check out our JavaScript roadmap first, then come back. The yellow, like the bright yellow topics, are like they're the primary topics, and they will be the ones that are on the main path. So you'll see like a dark blue path weaving through the page. They branch off into subtopics, and the subtopics typically contain a concise paragraph of text and then link out to actual expert knowledge.
So this one here, for example.
Yeah, well, a lot of the new ones, like this one. So Terraform's a great one to go look at, because I fully completed Terraform the other day.
Okay.
So this one should, if it doesn't stitch me up, this will have text. So like introduction doesn't require any links, it has some text. And if you go to the subtopics.
Okay, and look, and there's even pre-filled search queries on Google and YouTube.
Yeah, nice. They work as well. If you click them, you can go to YouTube pre-filled.
So if I do that, YouTube search introduction with Terraform. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
This is all then offhanding to the experts, really. So, what is infrastructure as code? We go in there, we have some copy, then we have some links to what it is. Because, we're not trying to be the experts at absolutely everything, right? So we'll give you a path, beginner to competent. It's not 0 to hero, it's beginner to competency. And we try and use these as platforms to then send you off to see the real experts. So a lot of Terraform will involve, go have a look at these HashiCorp talks, go have a look at the HashiCorp documentation, go have a look at some influencers that are really big in the space, and they'll tell you everything you need to know.
So rather than actually duplicate the content inside the roadmap, this roadmap is you got the existing content out there. We're going to direct you to those different places. So in this case, you should say, there's this article, what is infrastructure as code? That takes you to the HashiCorp article, infrastructure as code, what is it? So cool. So it's literally, the roadmap is not another documentation platform where you're taking all the documentation and rewriting it. It's bringing together all the existing resources that are already there into an organized learning structure so that you can work through it piece by piece in the right format and the right way to build your knowledge as you go along.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Exactly what it is. Yeah.
Nice. So a few more folks join the stream, by the way.
Sorry. Yeah, Ellie's there.
Ellie's there. Great to have you with us. And Amitesh as well. Awesome. Great to have you with us. Anyone else who's joined the stream, feel free to jump in the chat, say hello. Let us know where in the world you are. So I'm actually in the west coast of the US. Dan, you're back closer to where I come from, aren't you?
I'm South Coast UK right now. I'm in Bournemouth. So I am, 10 minutes from the sunny Golden Coast.
So I know Bournemouth reasonably well. I was born in Chichester, so just a little bit along the coast. So I was born literally 30 miles away from where you are.
But then you abandoned us to the land of plastic covered Kit Kats. So
yes. No, for context, there was a tweet about someone eating a Kit Kat wrong. If you've not come across a Kit Kat, it's like a 4-bar chocolate bar. And ideally, you're supposed to break off each bar and eat them separately. They're kind of wafer biscuit covered in chocolate. And the original Kit Kat, it was wrapped in foil with like a paper sleeve, and you slide the paper sleeve off and then run your fingernail down the foil to snap off each bar. And that's how you do it. And now they come in the plastic wrappers. And it's just wrong. I tell you, it is wrong. So, yeah, we were complaining about that on Twitter the other day.
Yeah.
And Ben actually knows Bournemouth. So Ben says, I used to go to Bournemouth most summers as a kid. Fond memories of ice cream and sunburn.
Yeah, it is still like that. It's still ice creams and sunburn. My kids are regularly covered in sand and ice cream. Quite regularly. But it's different when you live there, isn't it? When you live here, it's just a nuisance. Typical. You live in a beautiful place, but it's a nuisance because it's busy. it's busy and it's too hot. And the sand gets everywhere. It's coarse and etc.
I'm sensing a very much an Anakin Skywalker kind of quote coming out of that, really.
Well, we won't go down that avenue too much. Back onto the roadmap that's in front of us. So you may notice that when you tried to click onto an Angular one, it came up with no content.
Mhm.
And there's a nice little button directing you to create a PR and add some content.
Let's
So
do that. Let's find
the team is very small. There's 3 of us. 2 of us full time. 1 of us is a student.
Mhm.
So we do rely on the community adding to things, but you know, it is my job to create the roadmaps, and it is my job to add the content to the roadmap. So it will happen by itself, but it's always nice. You know, we get between 5 and 10 PRs daily of people adding new links, correcting grammar, replacing dead links with new ones, and all sorts of stuff. So it's really good. Nice community around it.
So if I hit this, what it takes me to, okay. So this is from Cameron Ahmed, this roadmap.
Yep, the founder of Roadmap.
Okay, so this...
So it's housed in his personal GitHub.
So just this one roadmap.
Number 2, which makes Cameron number 2 on GitHub. The number 2 user, which is pretty crazy.
Number 2 user on GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I guess all the roadmaps are housed on his GitHub.
Well, the roadmap is one project.
Right.
He has multiple high-starred ones. We've got system design for humans, which is another really popular one as well.
Okay, and that's another roadmap that.
That's these roadmaps. Yeah, if you click on one of them empty topics and you submit a PR, it will appear.
Okay, sorry. So if I go back to where are we? There. Help us improve this. Brings me here. So yeah, here I could just edit this.
Yeah, and that'll prompt you to create a fork and then a PR and then.
Okay.
Off you go.
So let's. So if I'd go in here and just.
Oh, and now you can use pieces.
Something Angular. In fact, you know what? Let's use pieces for this. Let's go to pieces and just say, let's go to pieces Copilot.
It could be a whole stream of you doing my job, Jim, but using pieces to do it.
So we're using GPT-4. So let's see. I got this new conversation. Let's do a new conversation and give me a couple of paragraphs introducing the Angular JavaScript framework. There you go. Angular is a popular open source front-end web framework developed by Google, written in TypeScript, blah, blah, blah. So I could copy that. I go here. Where was it? In here. Paste that in there. And then if I wanted to do links, will the links go in here?
So, yeah. However, so there's some rules around it. We have a contribution guide which details sort of style of these topics, right? So typical rules are for a subtopic, or any of them really, I guess it doesn't really matter. We try and stick with like one concise paragraph. 2 is fine. 2 is perfectly fine. And then if we're going to add links, it would be we like to use nice markdown styling. So we have a space between headers and everything. So there's always a white space. New line. We'll have a new line. We'll have learn more from the following resources, : But here's where the gotcha comes in. This topic doesn't really require links. Unless, I guess you could link to the Angular website, which would make sense. So we can do it. So learn more from the following resources. We then have a space. And then we add a link using Markdown. But we also have some inbuilt tags that we use.
Yeah, because you got quite a funky. If I just go back to one of the ones that has got
None of these
link.
probably. It's brand new.
So if I go back to
Terraform's a good one.
Terraform, which you said was a good example. Not that one. This one here. You've got article, video. So you've got, this is some kind of thing in here to do this styling, don't you?
Yeah. So we have a few. We have article. We have official. So official is if it's a guide from us or if it's a guide from HashiCorp. That would be Terraform. That would be official. We have an open source tag if you're linking to a GitHub repository. Video. And we also have feed because we have a public partnership with Daily Dev. So
nice.
We actually link to Daily Dev entire feeds, and they have a custom built tag just for them. That's called feed.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's very
super
cool.
nice.
So in this case, this would be the official one, wouldn't it? Because it's linking to.
That would be official, yeah, and we'd probably tag this in the alt tag as Angular website, probably. So we do a hyphen. We do a what are they called? The little floating line. What are they called?
You mean the minus sign?
You know what I mean. There you go.
Hyphen, yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll do the square brackets. In there, we'll add the tag. So that is an @ official @. And that's when you then write Angular official. Angular website, sorry.
Like that.
Yep. And then the link should be enclosed in normal brackets.
There we go.
Yep. Perfect. Like and then you can preview that. You won't see the tag rendered, but you'll still see it there as @official.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay.
And you can go ahead and commit that, and I can approve it live.
Introduction with a link to the core Angular website. This was generated live on a stream using Pieces for developers. Get some credit in for Pieces while I can. Right,
Perfect.
Post those changes.
Yeah. Then you
Create pull request.
Double check it's all good, and then create that pull request.
Cool.
I will refresh. I can see it. I'm going to have to check it, though. I can't be just doing mates rates here.
No, got to check
Make
it.
sure it's good. Header,
Yep.
space, paragraph, space. Link, perfect. I'm going to immediately click squash and merge. And it's gone. The thing here, though, is we are going to be denied the full experience here of seeing it go live, because now we just do one daily build.
Okay.
We used to do it on every single one, but if you can imagine, there's a significant amount of commits going into that repo every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Build costs, free platform, not great. So
yeah,
one day, but it'll be live tomorrow.
Okay,
so you'll see that tomorrow.
So everyone, tomorrow I will bring this up. I'll drop a link in the chat for everyone. So tomorrow, go to Angular, go to Introduction to Angular. You'll see that content there tomorrow. You saw it here live, folks. Woohoo!
Yeah, and you can even download Pieces, and you can hunt. You can do like bug bounties, like content bounties on Roadmap, and you can seek out these topics that need content, and then use Pieces, and then build it.
Oh, there you go, everyone. Obviously, if you're going to do this, make sure it's high quality. Mm-hmm. Anyone who's ever done Hacktoberfest, you get a lot of crap being sent in. So if you're going to do this, use Pieces to help you write it, and then start filling them in.
Yeah.
So
and then you'll free me up to do even better stuff. So perfect.
There you go, for the benefit of the community. Ben is asking for you to do a manual deploy.
I value my job and my relationship with Cameron, so I'm not going to do
that. But he says this is cool. So cool to see the process of building roadmaps. And it kind of is, I guess, this part, that's quite easy, isn't it? It's just literally the box is already there. I just go through and add the content. But how do I actually build a roadmap itself? Because obviously you've got the lines and the boxes and
well,
all the
here's where
Comic Sans looking fonts and all that. So how do I build this all myself?
So first, you need to register an account.
Let's do it. Let's sign up.
You can sign up with GitHub, which is always good.
Personal user data. Cool. Yeah. Top tip, folks, always check that. The number of times you sign up with something, say, we want complete access to all your things.
Yeah, you nearly caught us then. You nearly caught us. So there's actually two ways you can create content here, and we should explore the path of least resistance first, which you can see right in front of you. Create a visual roadmap with AI. So you could actually try and see what happens if you try and create a piece of roadmap right here, right now.
This is for developers. Okay.
No one else has tried. Can't generate for that. Doesn't exist.
No, the AI doesn't know enough about pieces.
Doesn't know enough. But this is where you could put things like, simple things, Terraform, and it will give you a pretty basic roadmap for Terraform. But this is a good place when people want something. Yeah, here it will show you ones that people have already generated to save you.
Okay.
Save you the hassle of doing it, but you could generate your own. But we actually have quite a significant amount here as well generated. So there's a button at the top saying explore in that yellow box. Explore other AI roadmaps.
Oh, there we go.
This will show you all the AI generated roadmaps on the platform. 90,000.
Wow.
92,000. Yeah.
Radio receiver technology. Create public portal in .NET.
Yeah, so the community's been pretty wild here. There's some prompt engineering here to obviously stop people going crazy and doing non-technical things.
I mean, application development for pets.
Perfect.
There we go. I'm going to just drop that in there in case someone wants application development for pets. There's a lot on here.
Ellie said, what if you try and create a non-tech roadmap? Will it work? It will to a degree. Like I was going to say, there is some prompt engineering here to stop you going too crazy. But you may be able to get around it a little way. But like I tried to make one to be a mechanic and it wouldn't let me. Unfortunately.
No, I can't do Star Wars. Can't do Star Wars.
It kind of keeps you here. Keeps you in the tech realm here a little bit. On the AI ones.
App development, if I could spell, develop, meant for Jedis.
Okay, are they allowed? Understanding, you have to understand Force techniques.
Yeah. Star Wars canon, History of the Jedi Order, Jedi Code and Philosophy.
I wonder what it says if you go in the canon and let it generate. What's it going to give us? None of that Acolyte stuff, I hope.
I have not watched the Acolyte yet. I'm one of those people that kind of wait till the whole series is available.
No spoilers. I have to watch myself because you can be a fanboy, and a fanboy means if it's Star Wars, I'm gonna like it.
Yep.
I am a fanboy, I guess. Like I'll appreciate that somebody has put effort into making a live action Star Wars thing, and I'll enjoy it. I'll see the plot holes. I'll accept them. It's fine. Ellie said, how about product manager roadmap? Well, Ellie, I took a significant amount of time to create an official product manager roadmap that exists. So that was actually one of our first off-piste roadmaps.
Where is it? I saw it here somewhere.
You can search it. Yeah, there we go.
Drop a link to that in the chat. So yes, there is one there. What is product management? Multifaceted discipline that forms a backbone of any technology organization. So cool. So product management's there.
Yep.
But while it's doing that, okay, so this is actually, it's not, the AI is not just generating the roadmap, it's actually generating the content to go in there as well.
There is a limit. So you see at the top, you've generated 2 out of 10. So we'll give you 10 topics for free, and then you can add your own API key and generate to your heart's content after that.
But I can't then manually edit this.
No.
Because if I go here,
Well, you can save it. You can save it. So if you come off that and press save and start learning. So we've got it saved. It will redirect you to the editor that we're actually going to use in a second.
when this does it. I guess this is using the AI to kind of fill it all out before it saves it, yeah?
Well, no, because that'll be more than 10 topics. So it won't do that.
That's true, yes.
Yeah. It's doing what every product does when you show it live. That's what it's doing. It's just having my eyes out a little bit.
I did not do the sacrifice of chicken to the demo gods or anything. It's just
exactly. You could just hard refresh it, I guess, and then just go straight to the editor.
The edit and editor.
Yeah. It's killed your Jedi roadmap.
It's killed my Jedi roadmap. Okay, you know what? Let's actually. How about we do a pieces one that's not so much AI.
Yeah. So you can. There's multiple ways you can do this. You can go to the homepage. Yep, and you can scroll down and create your own roadmap.
So that'd be a role-based one or a skill-based one?
No, it's just there. It won't go into any of them categories.
Okay. Pieces for developers. Description: how to get the most out of pieces for developers.
Okay.
So
there's a couple of things here. Like we can set you up for success. So no documentation actually exists for this yet. So there's nothing to go off. But a really important thing here when you're first creating a roadmap is you see the settings cog on the bottom left.
This one down here.
Yeah. You're going to want to enable this. So this will give you a grid, like a boundary grid.
Yeah.
There. Because if you start creating too far left and too far right, it won't behave like a nice single page scrolling roadmap. So this is what happens.
Or gets too wide, you've got to scroll around sideways.
It gets a little bit crazy. So it gives you immediately like a shell of a roadmap. But, realistically, you can just delete all this. You could just click and drag across the whole thing and just delete it.
Yeah. There we go.
Then, cool. Now, here's the thing here, Jim. Here's what I recommend doing. It is, for a lot of people, especially me, very difficult to combine logic brain and creative brain into one. Try and make the roadmap live creatively. That's very difficult. So, how I create roadmaps at Roadmap is they start their life as a Git gist. That's where they start their life. So I create a textual roadmap first, which helps me separate what the roadmap should actually be compared to how it looks. Now,
okay. So you know what?
We don't have to do that right now, but that's
let's try that. Let's try that. Let's actually try Obsidian because we've got a pieces plugin for Obsidian.
Okay, perfect.
So let's try. I don't actually know Obsidian very well. I was on a stream with Ellie actually a while ago where she was showing how to use it to do things.
I tried really hard at one point to get into it because I know the power it can give, but I wasn't focused enough. I didn't work.
Yeah, I used to use Notion a lot. So Obsidian's kind of new. We don't have a plugin for Notion yet, so Obsidian's kind of very much new to me. So I guess Ellie, if you've got any top tips as we're going through this, feel free to jump in and tell us what to do. Okay, so how would you normally structure this in like a gist or in Notepad?
Yeah, so I kind of do it like a story. So the idea of a roadmap, this is the path that you follow to go from nothing to something, right?
Mhm.
So typically the first port of call is going to be an introduction to whatever it is you're talking about, right? So you've seen a few roadmaps yourself now, so you can imagine how this is going to look. This is probably going to be a yellow block in the middle, and it'll branch off to some relevant topics in an introduction. So for pieces, it's probably going to be like, who are pieces? How do you download pieces? And all them kind of things.
Okay, so would we start with that? Or would we actually start with the problem statement? Because really the whole point of pieces is solving the problem around you have too much context, whether you're...
Well, you can have use cases in here as well. We have some roadmaps where use cases is in here, is in this introduction.
So use cases is, yeah, that's probably a good place to start, because that way it's...
Yeah, I think I added that to the Terraform one, maybe. Because, you don't want to have people just coming in and doing, like, picking something up and don't know the use case.
Yeah, so you've got what is infrastructure as code, what is Terraform, use case and benefits. Yeah. It's the same kind of idea.
While building the Terraform roadmap, I realized that I'm not up to date with the kids, and configuration management is now called configuration as code. But it's CAC and EAC now, not CM and IAC. So I'm outdated.
I know that feeling. Seriously, I swear I'm the oldest person at pieces by a good 15 years, and half the expressions I use.
A good 15 years of more experience and knowledge, Jim. That's what that is.
Yeah, but it means half the words they say I've no clue what they mean. So Okay, so kind of think about the use cases, installing pieces. Let's go for straight installing, and then like an overview of features.
Yeah, a good thing to have here is like an architecture overview. Like I have that for the Angular roadmap, I believe. I believe we added an architecture overview this time around.
In this case, be like components, because we have like pieces OS, which is the thing that runs. Ooh, does not like me changing my screen resolution. Let's refresh that. So we've got pieces OS that kind of runs constantly in the background, and then we have a number of different components. So we have like the pieces desktop, the browser extension, the extensions, different IDEs, and the idea is everything's shared between them. So if I go to here, for example, that introduction to Angular that I got that appeared that got written in the Edge extension, that's here in the desktop, and it'll be here in all of them. So good to talk about the.
It goes across the different. It goes across the different. What's the right word? I have an OpenAI Mac desktop app, and I use it in the browser. They're two different types of. Can't think of the word.
Yeah, but we call it plugins, because we kind of have the desktop app and then different plugins for the different IDEs. But yeah, across, I guess, all the different components of it. For example, if I bring up Visual Studio Code, I go into my Copilot. Oh, look, introduction to Angular. So we kind of got that, rather than just you have to go into the one chat. So it's kind of great that I can be in the browser, I can do stuff, and then, in the browser, I could get it to come up with some code. I could save that snippet if I wanted to, or I just come to here, and I see the same chat in here. And if I do something in here and go back to the browser, it's still there, which is very powerful.
I like it when Firefox started doing that, where you can go between like your phone and your laptop and stuff, and you can stay constant. That's really nice.
Yeah, I do the same, and and I normally use Safari rather than Edge, except when I'm demoing, because everyone laughs at me for using Safari.
What could be really interesting now, and you'll know if it's capable of this, you could actually ask pieces to give you this. Give you the whole textual roadmap. That's what I do sometimes. So to briefly touch on my method, I cannot know every single tool, language, framework. It's impossible. So I'll typically use a good model to give me a skeleton. Then I'll start referring to documentation, YouTube videos, articles. I'll start putting the meat on it. Then I'll go to a professional. Like I said about Angular, I went to the Discord community. I spoke to some Angular maintainers. I got them to input. Then we did some like essentially crowd reviewing. A bunch of people in the community reviewed it, and then what we have at the end is the full thing. But it started life as a dusty skeleton, and then put the meat on piece by piece.
Now, in this case, GPT-4o does not know about pieces for developers.
Damn,
So let me try a different.
Let's phone up Sam.
Oh, that's Gemini. That's Gemini. Gemini doesn't know. Okay. Let's try. So Gemini doesn't know. Let's try GPT-4o. Let's try GPT-4o mini. Let's try that. Because the thing is, it depends on what it's trained on or what access. Pieces for developers can refer to various aspects of software development.
It's given me one.
It's given me one.
What I try and ask, I try and tell it to give me. I have some prompts that are big, but my simple prompt is like, just give me a learning roadmap for X. So for now, it's given me like a good introduction. So the introduction here is like understanding what pieces is, exploring the key features. Then we go to installing, setting up your environment, all this kind of stuff. And this is GPT-4o.
Okay, let me try that with GPT-4o.
Like I said,
I'll do a new chat so that we don't have context.
This can just be a good way to give you a skeleton.
Oh, this is working. This is working now because it's got introduction to pieces of developers, understand the purpose, installation setup, basic usage, create snippets, organize snippet, edit snippets, integrations, collaboration, version control. Okay, it's better.
Yeah, so then you can then take this and start breaking it down, remembering what the roadmap should look like. So it should be topics and then subtopics. We don't typically have anything deeper, so it's 2 levels deep typically. And when you get generated roadmaps like this is when you need to start trying to be a little bit clever with it, because you don't really want topics and subtopics being any more than 2 or 3 words. Otherwise, you have these crazy long things all over your roadmap, right?
I guess some things like introduction to pieces for developers, you just need introduction, don't you?
Introduction, yeah, because people know why they're there. They're there for pieces.
Okay, so if I zip back to the browser then, and I go to here, and then let's just bring up my Copilot chat. This is the latest one, isn't it? Here we go. So, I thought I deleted this.
Yeah, but you didn't save it, so it probably just came back.
I probably just refreshed it or something. Okay. Yeah. So you know what? Let's just
a little shortcut. You can do. Are you on a Mac or a PC?
On a Mac. Command A.
Command S will just save it.
Okay, so Command A delete and then Command S to save it. Cool. And then if I had a title, and we'll call this. I can't type today. Pieces for developers. That's our title.
And then you see you got that sort of little I don't know what it'd be called. You have like a menu for the page in the bottom left. The very bottom one, if you open the very bottom one, that'll give you some nice shortcuts. So you can not too relevant for right now, but when you're churning these out and you want them to look clean afterwards, you can start using that to format them nicely. Make sure they're all the same width, height, spacing, and stuff. But
nice.
But now you could use it to just, like Option T would place a topic where your cursor is. So that's nice and simple.
So that's then that was our introduction. And then content and links.
Yeah, so this is another thing. This is another part of my workflow. So my workflow is always gist. When the gist is complete and verified by professionals, we then start building the roadmap. once the roadmap's built, then we focus on the content. But this is my workflow. I build roadmaps every day, so it's not one that anyone else needs to do.
Okay. I mean, I'll just stick a description there just for now, just because I can. So if we can go back in here, give me a description of the AI developer tool pieces for developers that I can use in the introduction section of this learning roadmap. Obviously very wordy because it's a...
Well, you can put as many words as you want in there.
Yeah, but let's just do that because key features is a separate thing. I come in here, content and links. So let me do it from over here. I'm in the right place. Here we go.
You're going to need a title as well, so you can just put introduction again. In Markdown, that'll just be a H1. The top.
Introduction. There we go. And then I can add a link, which could be the website, pieces, website, and then I'm just going to put pieces.app. Sorry, Cole, I will put UTM links on eventually. Yeah, should probably put UTM links on this for tracking, but I'll do those eventually. There we go, and then save that. So that way, I've now got the...
Yeah, if you went to like a live view now, you see at the top you've got live view. If you click introduction, I'll open up. Ta-da!
Woo!
There you go.
Nice.
That's it. Job done. 42 minutes done. End stream.
There we go. Yeah, that's all we need is introduction with a link. Don't need anything else. Okay, so if I go back to the Copilot chat, it recommends the next thing I should do is...
Well, we've got some subtopics, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah. So to create these, this is where I need to have the...
You can, you can drag it, or you could have Option S, and it would have put it where your cursor is.
So I go here, Option S. Let's learn some of the... now that's got to understand the purpose, but what I was thinking we should go for was use cases, wasn't it? Which is that kind of...
Yes, that's the best thing, I think.
Use case, that's a subtopic. And then if I go underneath and do Option S again, install pieces, and then add another one, which is install plugins. Okay. Oh, because different colors here. So I guess are there other standards for these colors?
Not really. Our standard, our standard is what you see. The yellow is the main topic, and the sort of, I don't even know what you'd call that color.
It's like a beige.
Yeah, that's a subtopic. But hey, it's your roadmap. You can do whatever you want.
So if I wanted to go, I've only got a few colors. I can't do like the hot dog theme. Do you remember the Windows hot dog theme? I can't do that.
No.
Oh, Anthony's joined us. Anthony, welcome. Glad to have you with us. And Arindam's here as well. Hey. Glad to have you both with us. Anthony, whereabouts in the world are you? So just always good to find out where people are. Whereabouts are you? And have you ever used Roadmap before? And anyone else who's joined the chat, jump in, say hello, ask questions. You know, we're here to help you as well. So jump in with your questions, your comments. Let us know where in the world you are. Say hello, all that good stuff. Now, I guess lines. You have these lines and lines. So I need to do...
Yeah. No. You don't need to do anything. So if you see there's connective nodes on topics, you can just drag that. to the
That goes
subtopic,
on.
and it will connect, and there you go.
So is it that the right way to do it, like that to these, or should it be to the top one and down?
No, it's typically, well, I mean, it all depends on what you want to do. If you want the users to go use cases and then the next and then the next, you can do that. But typically we just do this, and it's generally assumed you would go top to bottom, left to right.
Okay, so I mean, I guess in this case here, that's important because you want to go install, then install the plugins.
Sure, makes sense.
Okay. Okay, so that gets you kind of installed and going, and then.
And what you can do here, if you drag around those 3 subtopics, so like select them all by dragging over them with the cursor.
Okay, yeah.
And then if you do Option Shift Delta, now if you open one of them, so drag, I messed you up there. I shouldn't have done that. I messed you up. You can Control Z and make it go back to normal. I was trying to cut some corners there, but yeah, to make them nice and neat, you can just you can select all of them, and then you can make them all the same height, same width. You can add spacing. Nice. So like for that, we try and go like maybe 5 as a spacing, and but it doesn't matter for now.
Okay, so I select all 3 of those, and then 5 as my vertical spacing.
Yeah, 5's good, and then you can make them all. Yeah, but that's made them squash. So we probably want to make the width longer for all of them at the top. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Nice round number.
Perfect.
Okay. And they're all the same height. Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets, when you've got a full roadmap, that gets pretty finicky. Trying to make them they all have to be the perfect one. And they have to be round numbers as well. They can't be odd numbers.
Mm-hmm. Because like here, you got a lot of them all over the place, and you've got to get these all as nice round numbers and all laid out well. Yeah. It's an art to it, really, isn't there?
It is. Cameron does that part. He's very good at it.
I'm gonna make those 50 because that's a nice round number.
Perfect. And you can imagine if you started using it more, you'd be all over the shortcuts. Just bang, 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 bang. All you'd have to do is drag one of the nodes to be a certain width, and you can make them all the same. Perfect.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you could spend hours just polishing and tidying, couldn't you? Yeah. Okay. So we've got that, and then we think about the next step.
Yeah, the next major topic.
So the next major topic is, I mean, this basically it's just got snippets. We've kind of got 3. We've kind of got the snippets, the Copilot chats, and the live contact. So snippets is probably the first thing. So if I add another topic, which is,
let's do one thing first. Let's drag introduction to be in the center of the guidelines, and then put the subtopics off to the side somewhere, and then that'll make it so we can snake it nicely.
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay, and if we add another topic, what was the shortcut from topic T?
Option T.
And this would be snippets. And then you kind of got, if I saw here, you kind of got a solid line between these different ones, haven't you?
Yeah, so you can, there's two ways you can do this. Because it's a topic to a topic, you can do the same thing you did before.
Oh, there we go.
And topic to topic will auto to a solid line.
I moved
you can also...
it lost the center position stuff.
Oh, well, it's a great live bug you found there, Jim.
I guess because where I change tabs, it's
maybe
reload
it
the page.
doesn't really like people doing that too much, but it's fine. It didn't seem to matter anyway. When you went to live view before, you were still in the center, so it's all fine.
Yeah. So I go live view. Not quite in the center, but I guess because I've got. Oh yeah, so I saved it, and it just. I wonder if it's because it's centering everything.
Quite possibly. Yeah, the subtopics are centered, so.
Right. Good, so if we put some more subtopics over the side here, it should equal it out.
Yeah.
Layout is always fun.
That's obviously a feature, Jim. So well found by yourself.
The auto-optimized layout. Yeah. So if I start doing a subtopic here, I can do save your first snippet, and then drop that to there. So now we go to live view. There we go. That's better organized because you've got the two.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfectly planned. That was.
Yeah. That was all intentional, wasn't it? All intentional. So save your first snippet. Let's have a look. What other kind of features of snippets we want to have on there? So let's go to my save materials. Save it, we'll save it. So we can then add, let's do another one, and we can do save an image, snippet from an image, because that's the thing we can do. We just upload a picture, it does the things. Oh, wrong one. So, there we go. Then we can do snippet augmentation, and then use a snippet. There we go.
Cool. There's a cool thing we can do here as well. So now you've got these. Now you've got just these four. You can do the obvious, drag over them, make them all the same width to make it look nice and spacing and stuff. You can also align them left, and that will make them all centered under each other nicer. But what you can do is you can group them. So you can see group nodes in the bottom right. And then you could just put some text above it. So on the left, there's paragraph. You just drag that over it and just write snippets or something and put it on top.
Okay.
And it can just sit on top, like a little group of snippet things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
So we use that a lot. Like the Angular roadmap is a good example of this. There's like the templates topic has a lot of subtopics, so you kind of have to start being inventive. So we like to group them together. See, we go for the style where we put a topic at the top, but that's very finicky. It takes a lot of fine tuning. So the paragraph of the single line of text at the top is a good way of just defining what that topic is.
So you have but what you got here, you got a topic at the top with a different color.
Yeah.
And then when you click on that, it's just information about what this topic is all about.
Yeah, so, and then we sort of bundle. We're just grouping the subtopics in one way, but like for the ones that you have.
So I'm just playing with this because I think this is quite an interesting idea actually. So how do I add this to the group?
So what you can do is you can actually drag. So the box that you have around the nodes, you can select it and then drag on one of the corners. So the left corner, drag it up, then you can sort of encapsulate it.
I see. And then what you've got on those ones over there is you've got this kind of got this idea of it's stretched all the way to fit there.
Yeah, it stretches to fit. That's when you can get that's when you can start using the fine tuning to make sure it's the exact width for the box and all that kind of stuff.
So I can put details in there. Pieces can save code snippets to do stuff. I'm not going to fill it all out now, but that way you can put details of what snippets are at the top level. And then each section inside there is the instructions that help you do it.
Typically, how we work is like the snippets topic that you're on right now probably wouldn't have any links because all the information is going to be contained within them subtopics. So it makes no sense to add links there.
Yeah, because rather than have a link in here to the snippets docs, for example, the link would be
you'd have like more fine-tuned doc links within them subtopics. Yeah, that take the person to the actual like title within the topic kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to remove that link, and then if I take this, I link to the group now instead of that one there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Ellie's saying, now I'm inspired to make my own roadmap for something, but it seems like so many already exist. And she's not sure what the topic should be.
The benefit of this versus the AI ones, the AI version is quick and dirty. It's prompt. It's got a lot of prompt engineering, so you can't go crazy. These ones, you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want to your heart's desire. You could even do, Ellie, how to create a successful Twitter space series, or even a single one. You know, you got promotion, you got finding guests, you've got talking, you got public speaking in there, everything.
That's a good idea. So there you go, Ellie. There's homework for you. Yep. Create a roadmap on how to create a Twitter space. Because literally you could do.
Credit me now.
Because you could do anything, couldn't you? Because absolutely anything. I mean,
we have a really good use case for this. Actually, so we have a whole feature around teams. So, you know, you could create a pieces team. That's an internal team for pieces. Mm-hmm. You could create a roadmap like this that's shared internally. But a lot of our teams, I've jumped to some calls with some of them, and they're using this for onboarding. So they'll just create an onboarding roadmap. You know, day 1, here's what you do. Day 2, day 3, here's who you speak to. Here's the accounts you need access to and all that kind of stuff.
So rather than just have that Word document that's somewhere that no one can find when a new person starts up, you have it in a roadmap like this with all the links.
Yeah. And then this that onboarding roadmap would be side by side with professional development roadmaps. So they could take some of the official roadmaps like TypeScript and assign it to your team. And then the managers can see the progress, and that's a whole other feature. But it's a very good one. Very good one.
That's pretty cool.
I genuinely wish I had it when I was an engineering manager, because it's free professional development that you as a manager can actually monitor the usage and make sure your team's getting the use out of it. So it's really good.
Yeah, that's really powerful, because typically a new person starts and here's a Word document that's out of date. So every new person, their first job is to update the onboarding document by finding out how to do it. Whereas having it as a more defined roadmap, it's clearer, and as you say, you can link to other things. So if you're a new junior developer, you want to go and take this roadmap on TypeScript, for example, because that's the language that's being used. If you're a senior developer, don't worry about it. So you kind of just choose those different paths, and it's all there structured. I like that. So any engineering managers who are watching, roadmap, this is how you do your onboarding. I think
when you think about it as like a user, it's you might not see the benefit when you put like a manager head on and start thinking about how you can use it for a team. It starts to become quite powerful.
Yeah, or use it as organizational level, because obviously teams don't change that often, which is one of the big problems with onboarding documents. Is if a new person only starts once a year, then the onboarding document is always out of date by a year. But if you've got it at like an organizational level, because if you're at an engineering org, then you're going to need things like GitHub access. You're going to need certain tools installed. You're going to need certain accounts, API keys or whatever, then yes, your org as a whole is going to move a lot faster. So you're probably going to have a new person starting maybe every week, in which case, if the roadmap's a little bit out of date, it's easier to keep it updated. And then as part of your roadmap, it's what team are you on? Are you on the front end team? Therefore, here's some HTML, CSS, JavaScript ones you want to do. Are you on a back end team? Here's some C#, Java, Rust, whatever backend language. You've kind of got a much more structured engineering level onboarding for a wider group of people.
Exactly, and a future feature of the teams is we're going to start allowing sub teams as well. So you could have exactly that. Here's the company, here's the engineering sub team, and then here's the front end sub team who have their own stuff. So yeah, really good.
Is there a way to track the people who've actually been through the roadmap and read it?
Oh yeah, yep.
Ooh.
It's all there. Well, not who's read it, but who's said they've read it.
Yeah, obviously.
By clicking, good. I don't know anything, but yeah.
So if I'm working through this,
really powerful for a manager. Yeah, if you click on one of them now,
right click on a topic to mark it as done. I see. So if I come here and I read Introduction to Angular, for example, done.
Yep.
And then obviously this is just progress. 1% done, 1 completed.
Exactly. And that's not even that granular. This is what you just see as a standard user. In Teams, what I would see if I was your manager is there'd be an activity feed. I'd see, oh, Jim has just done this. Good for Jim. And everyone can see how good Jim is. Jim is doing his Angular work.
Jim's the hero. Yay for Jim.
Exactly. And in the future, hopefully, if I get my way with Camran, we'll have some nice badges. Jim can get an Angular badge. Wear it on his profile with pride.
Oh, God, yeah. Badges are so powerful for getting people to do things. So, used to work for Microsoft, and that's something we did on they had this platform, Microsoft Learn, which used to be just self-guided hands-on learning. Now it's their entire learning platform. But whenever you completed a module, you get a badge. And it's all about the badges. Everyone had their badges. Got to have all the badges. So the whole gamified idea is very powerful. So, yeah, having your Angular badge.
It's on the radar.
Oh, and then I can share my progress. So I've just copied a link that goes to here. And it just takes to...
Well, you're logged in, but what you can see, if you go to your profile, you see you have a little green orb flashing away. If you click in there, go to your profile, this is where you'll start updating your profile, right? So this is where you have your progress. You can create a username.
Oh.
10 characters. But
what?
For now. Hey, you can be the JimBob. Like the JimBob. Hey, you can probably be the Jim.
The Jim. Let's go for
I just mean like Jim. Yeah, Jim's probably available. Look at that.
All progress.
Got yourself some prime real estate there.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
Yep. You see, you can add your daily dev username as well.
There we go. What is my daily dev username? I mean, it's that, isn't it? Because that's what I got for everything. Okay. I need to put that app.daily dev thing, don't I?
Yeah, probably.
There we go.
So we need Francesco to show you this.
There we go.
Yeah,
oh, and available for hire. That's quite cool. So again, if people are looking for candidates.
Yeah, you can create friends and everything. So if you save that, well, once you've filled out who you are.
Save that.
You'll then have like a shareable. You'll have a shareable card as well. Like you can visit your. Yeah, see, there's what I'm talking about. There's your.
Oh, if I go, that's the visit thing here. That's okay. GitHub style. Nice. And then it's that activity of saying that.
Yeah, so this is basically what you'd see as a team, but it would be a bit more, right? And you've got your little card there as well on the left. Your little road card. You go down. So, you can design it, make it look nice. It'll show how many topics you've done, how many roadmaps you've done.
Night mode, dark mode.
You can make it wide, make it small. And then you can embed this. You can put this on your GitHub profile.
Okay, nice. I got that markdown one as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that now. Let's take that markdown and let's go to. So put it on there now, just for fun. So if I take this,
I should probably do mine. Mine is quite skewed though, because mine's typical. I work here, so I've clicked everything everywhere. So mine isn't very accurate.
there we go.
There you go. One topic.
One topic. I've done one topic on Angular.
Perfect.
I'm not a web dev.
It also shows if you click pieces for developers.
So it's...
Is that going to go there?
It didn't. It just came up to here. Oh, I probably lost my changes, isn't it? Because I was just in preview mode. So you know what? Let's actually commit those changes. So if I go here, yeah, it's just pointing to roadmap.
That's fine. That's something we can fix. I'll note that down.
Because that'd be nice. Yeah, if I click on this one, it takes to the pieces one.
Exactly. There's your promotion right there.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay, so it's kind of quite a lot.
There's a lot. There's a lot that isn't obvious. There's a lot that isn't roadmap. You know, there is a whole product behind it. There's a whole community platform behind just the roadmaps that you see.
So I'm going to drop this friend link on here. So anyone who's on here who has, anyone watching who's on roadmap, do you want to be my friend? Go on, be my friend. I want to have some friends. See if I get some friends by the end of this.
I am your first friend, Jim.
Oh, I got a friend. Oh, it's a friend request. Accept that one. Nice.
And then you get access to what I've done, so you can see my progress.
Oh, a lot of DevOps and front end.
Mm-hmm. Don't pay too much attention to mine. Mine's pretty fake. Mine's like somebody reported that you can't complete front end, so I've just gone through and clicked every single one to see if it's possible. So that's all.
No one else is doing it. Okay. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool, actually. So we got the pieces one. We started on that one. That's pretty good.
Good so far as well.
Yeah, I'm curious, actually. I'm curious about something. I'm going to just scroll through this Angular one and let pieces just watch what I'm doing. Because there's a lot here. There is a lot. Wow, okay, there's a lot here.
There is.
And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pieces. I'm going to bring up a Copilot chat. Start a new one. Live context. Summarize the Angular roadmap I was just looking at. Let's see if pieces can. Cool.
It's just done that.
Yeah, so it's just got that just from looking at, just watching what I was looking at. It's summarized this whole thing as introduction to Angular. It's picked up, set up a new project, component anatomy. Where's it got the complex sequences? Okay, so it's picked up a few things.
It's picked up enough. That's impressive.
It's pretty cool. I love this feature. The fact they can do that.
That's kind of what. Is that based on what GitHub Copilot can do? Because I don't like GitHub Copilot that much. Where like I try and use it as an actual Copilot, but it doesn't have much context. Even though I'm looking at it, it's on screen. My code is on screen. I have an error. It's not working. Sometimes it isn't great.
Yeah, what we do is we actually run OCR over your screen, multiple times a second, and then use that information as context in the chat if you want to. Now, obviously, there's the usual worry of, oh my God, you're spying on me. It's like, well, no, it's all processed on device. It's all local. We've been working on making sure it's all encrypted, secure. If you don't ask a question about it within like 6 hours, we delete it. And it's designed to be run on your work machine. This is not, when you're at home doing stuff. This is on your work machine. So literally it looks at what you're looking at. So GitHub Copilot in theory is supposed to look through the files that you're looking at, even if you don't actually go to the file, whereas this is based off OCR, so what you're actually looking at on screen. So yeah, it can cope with obviously pictures rather than just actual raw text that it can kind of access from the code files you've got open. But it makes it very powerful for things. Yeah, you can ask it to summarize things. Does Ellie like Dan's idea, for example? Is it going to pick that up? Basically, try to text your workflow. There's no clear indication of Ellie's opinion on Dan's idea.
But it did pick up kind of what you said. I don't know what to do a roadmap on. So
yeah, got some of it. So it's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful.
I like the idea of having all of the LLMs in one location, because sometimes people talk about Claude being really good. So I have Copilot, Claude, and GPT. A lot for work, personal projects. It's nice to mess around. Some will do some things better than others, so sometimes you got to pivot around. One's better at copywriting than the other one. One's better at code than the other one. So it's nice having it all like in one window.
Oh yeah, the fact you can flip. I mean, I'll just do it from the desktop just because it's a slightly bigger window. The fact we've got a selection of OpenAI ones, we've got Gemini, Claude, Palm, and then we have on device as well. So I could use at the moment, for example, I've got Mistral running here. And so I could turn my Wi-Fi off. Obviously, I'd drop off the chat if I did. But I can ask a question on. If I was doing it earlier, I was chatting to someone from Cerbos earlier, reading through the docs, asking for an overview, and just using Mistral. It just summarized the documentation I was reading, and so I could do that completely offline, which is great if you're on a plane or if you're in a constrained environment. If you're on like an oil platform, for example, internet is very, very expensive. If you're in a secure environment where you can't have internet access, again, you've got this local LLMs, so you just need internet access to download it. Or if you're in a situation where you're in a developing nation that doesn't have easy access, cheap access to internet for everyone. Think about students in Africa. You go to college, you download the models, you go home where internet is ridiculously expensive in a lot of parts of Africa, and so you just ask the LLM offline, no internet access required.
That's very powerful, actually.
Very, very powerful. Yes.
I don't think a lot of people have worked in like air-gapped environments, so they can't appreciate like the stress of working in it. But I've worked in a lot of air-gapped environments, and it's granted that was many years ago, so the reliance on AI and stuff wasn't really there. Mm-hmm. But now I think a lot of people will be in for a shock if they go to an environment where they can't access the internet.
Yeah. And the thing is, it does happen. I mean, I did an internship working for a torpedo manufacturer many years ago. One of the jobs that definitely turned me into a pacifist. But they had a whole network that was completely air-gapped. There was no internet access. They had one machine that had internet access that was on a separate network over in the corner, and you had to book time on it if you needed to research anything on the internet. But your machines had zero internet access. You didn't have, the email that you had was internal messaging. If you wanted actual email, you had to go to the one machine. There was physically no physical wire connecting the network to the internet, and that's a very real situation for defense. Some government stuff where it needs to be ultra security environments, or just short-term networking. You think I didn't like an F1 race, for example. There's no way you're gonna, when you deploy all your machines that you're watching the telemetry from your vehicle, you're not going to internet connect that necessarily. Some of it you do, which is why the CrowdStrike sponsored F1 team was unable to actually access their telemetry because of the CrowdStrike issue. But yeah, some stuff you want to keep completely isolated. So it's a real world scenario. And just with this, you've got an LLM in that isolated environment.
Yeah. I served for 11 and a half years, and I was in them environments a lot, to the point where I wrote a book on ports and protocols because I needed to know ports and protocols. I didn't have access to the internet. So when you're in like an air-gapped environment and you're looking at logs and you see things from ports, you don't know what they are. I had an A5 book that I wrote, which was good.
It's on the internet. Can we buy this book?
It's on Amazon. You can buy it. Yeah.
Okay, Amazon.
All you got to do is search for ports and protocols.
Ports and protocols.
Hey, I'm not there. Scroll down. Where is it? Usually I'm right at the top. There he is. Pocket edition. Somebody ruined my perfect 5-star review by leaving a review along the lines of, "This is just a list of ports and protocols." Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a list of ports and protocols for network engineers that are air-gapped and need to have a physical copy in their bag. That was the whole point.
Yeah, here we go. Waste of money. I'm studying cybersecurity and thought this could be useful, but the reality is all this info is available for free online. Doesn't give details. It's just a huge list.
Yeah. Funny that. It wasn't 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, the information wasn't that readily available, especially off the internet. So there you go. It's free on Kindle, by the way. You don't have to buy it. It's free for Kindle.
Yeah, I saw that on the
Yeah.
Kindle Unlimited.
Don't give me any money. Just download it for free on Kindle. If you fancy listing through like 42,000 ports and protocols. Fun fact, port 666 is reserved for the Doom game.
Really?
Yeah. Port 666.
You know, I'm gonna ask a co-pilot chat about this. Is port 666 reserved for the game Doom?
It was 8 years ago. Yes.
Yes. Port 666 is historically associated with the game Doom. When Doom was first released, used port 666 for multiplayer functionality. The association persisted over the years, even though modern notations of Doom and its derivatives may use different ports.
See, there's a fun fact. You network sysadmins and whatever. Fun fact you can pull out. I have many times over the years pulled out that fact.
Nice. It's up there with my favorite HTTP response code of 418. I'm a teapot, which is just the best. Why is HTTP response code 418? I'm a teapot. Yeah, hypertext coffee pot control protocol from RFC published there. So I love these kind of ridiculous
There's some
facts.
crazy RF. There's some bizarre RFCs out there, isn't there? There is. If you ask Pieces if it knows what the picnic error is, capital letters, picnic.
Yep. What is the picnic error? Problem in chair, not in computer. Yep. Problem in chair, not in computer. Yeah. So PepCat. Problem exists between keyboard and chair.
This is missing. This is missing now, Jim. I bet Ellie had no idea what PepCat was or picnic. Forgotten art, these things.
Yeah. Anyone who's watching this, if you come across an ID 10T error or a PepCat or a picnic, jump in the chat, let us know.
Yeah. That was a good old IT support thing, that. It's a picnic error. They have no idea.
Yeah. And there was someone that did an RFC, the RFC for networking via pigeons.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah, the avian carrier protocol. RFC 1149, a standard for transmission of IP datagrams on avian carriers. Published in April Fool's joke, is literally how you can use carrier pigeons to transfer
There's
data.
also a PHP. There's a PHP. I'm going to butcher what it is, but it's essentially the same as an RFC for PHP, which is hugging, like hug, giving someone a hug.
Giving a hug. Let's see.
Does it know?
Yeah, it looks like it does. Wait for. It's the Hug RFC, which is a humorous proposal, not an actual technical specification. April Fool's joke, not intended to be implemented in the PHP language. The RFC proposed adding a new function in PHP called Hug, which allowed developers to send virtual hugs to each other through the code.
Yeah, and this, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else watching, is why you have roadmaps assessed by experts before you publish them. Because in the early days of the currently still in development PHP roadmap, I included that. And then when I spoke to professionals, they laughed at me, told me I should keep it in. But yeah, because it is listed on websites, it is listed, it's official. It's just a joke.
But it's as you say, it's official. It should be there. Us developers have a sense of humor, so we should we should do this kind of stuff. Though you say as a joke, going back to this one about the standard for transmission via avian carriers, there was someone in the UK who was constantly complaining to British Telecom. For those not the UK, BT, British Telecom, is kind of one of the big internet providers, about how terrible their internet speed was. And BT were like, no, your speed's fine, your speed's fine. So this person actually sent some data, timed how long it would take to upload it over the internet to someone compared to copying it to an SD card, attach it to a carrier pigeon, and getting the carrier pigeon to fly it to their friend, who could then download the data off the SD card. Might have even been a compact flash card. This was a while ago, and just to prove that it was substantially quicker to use a carrier pigeon than it was to use their internet. And obviously, this hit the news, and BT fixed their line because it hit the news. But that was actually a thing. Yeah. So, yeah, gotta love internet stuff. And we've got completely distracted from roadmaps. I think we've got completely distracted from roadmaps. But I think that could be a good place to wrap up. I think we've got a roadmap started, so we can finish this out.
Pretty nice looking, actually.
Pretty nice looking so far. A lot of stuff I can start to fill out here. We've learned a lot about roadmaps as a whole. It looks like such a cool platform. The fact we've got these learning paths on here, but then you've got this roadmap for teams. So as an organization, you can use these to track onboarding and other things. Beta pricing. So I assume at some point you're going to start charging, but for now,
yeah, that's to be decided. It's a future plan. Yeah,
future plan. Over 1 million registered users, so 1.13 million and one now that Ben signed up, and 2 because I signed up as well. Discord community. I'm going to just copy this link. Actually, drop this in the chat for everyone if you want to join the Discord.
I am on that 24/7 as the only mod. So.
There you go. Dan gets no sleep. Dan's always on Discord. No. But yeah, it looks like a really powerful tool, and so I'm going to carry on finishing out this piece's roadmap. Get this published at some point soon. But yeah, otherwise, Dan, thank you for your time. This has been a really fun stream. So thank you everyone who tuned in to watch. Probably not going to be streaming next week because we're all going to be at that conference. If you're going to be at that conference, then come hang out with us. That'll be a lot of fun. A lot of pieces folks will be there. But I'll be back in 2 weeks' time with Daniel from Cerbos. We'll be looking at using pieces as I learn Cerbos for role-based access control, because I like to learn all the things. So yeah, I'm going to just drop one more link to roadmap in the chat for anyone who doesn't have it already. Go check it out. It's awesome. But otherwise, yeah, thanks everyone, and we'll see you all in a couple of weeks.